Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to wherever you are in this ever-expanding now moment. Welcome to the Pleiadian Blue Ray Show with your host, Shamanka, Natalie, Alaya,
Hello, everybody.
and myself, Bridget Rau. And today we are doing a Journey to Awakening with our special guest, Gerri Riddiough. She is a Pleiadian Blue Ray Starseed, or, whatever. Basically, we encompass all of those names, but she has a vibration of the Blue Ray, and she's here today to talk about her experience with awakening. And Gerri, do you want to say hello to everybody and give us a little introduction to your awakening, like where you, maybe any of the memories you had prior to, or where it all started for you?
Yeah, can do. I was a bit thrown actually when you put the event together as the awakening, Pleiadian Blue Ray. But I thought, got to go with this, I suppose, with trust in the universe from now on. I think I'm not quite entirely sure where to start, but I would say as a child, I think I knew that something was different, but mostly just kind of couldn't really understand. Why other people didn't use the other senses that they had was probably the main thing that I sort of found. But as I was sort of saying earlier, I chose to be completely shut down and indoctrinated and be the best human being I could be. I hadn't done this before. And went fully into from schooling to ended up in financial services. And it's actually quite good, but strange. So many of the starseeds, and they're all kind of into energy healing and things like that. And I didn't. I've experienced it, and I go to other people for that, but it's not something I ever really got involved in. I've done a little bit of access consciousness. I don't know if you've used that before or heard of it.
Access consciousness? No.
Yeah. Or bars? No.
No.
No, I don't know.
Nope. Okay.
I know about like using your consciousness, but I don't know about access I don't know if that's the same.
It's similar, yeah. It's kind of tapping into that.
Okay.
Certain points, pressure points on the head, I suppose, that you would have on the feet that run certain parts of your life. And I got into that in 2013. Friend David I mentioned earlier. So yeah, basically. So fast forward was through my life as normal schooling and everything, normal, fantastic upbringing. Couldn't have been better looked after, really. And it was kind of, I think, I left school and I worked for bank. I worked for Halifax. I don't know if you know that over here. Always blue uniform, blue branding, stamped through the middle, and I had an X right through me, basically. I banked them since I was a little girl. My auntie had worked there, so I started there at age 19, and just basically again carried on as didn't really know anything was all that different, other than something. When I was about 11, I remember pacing up and down just the street, just racking my brains, saying there must be more to life than this. There's got to be more than sort of settling down, getting married, getting a job, having children, and then you'll be happy, and all of the rest of the story that they tell us.
That they indoctrinate us with.
Absolutely. Then you'll be happy. And so, again, just carried on. I left the Halifax in 2005, but I'd begun to live on my own in 2003. I'd actually done so in 1999 to 2000. I was trying to wake up then. So being 11 and this pondering what was going on, I basically got this, you'll find out age 35, just enough to appease me and shut me up. So I kind of, all right then, and off I went and accepted that. And so
hold on. Sorry for interrupting, Gerri. You got a message when you were 11. You were wondering if there was more. Yeah. And the answer that you got was, you'll know more when you're 35.
35, yeah.
That's pretty cool. Okay, yeah. Okay, go on. Yeah, that's interesting.
I didn't know what that would be. It's not the romantic story it sounds like it's going to be anyway. I left the Halifax in 2005, and basically from turning my attention to something else. Once one of my friends had gone to work for an estate agent, and she said, why don't you come work for them too? They want you to come work there. And I was umming and ahhing because you got a final salary pension at the Halifax, and I've been there 10 years, which meant I had another 30 to go to potentially get to retirement age, which I was basically wishing my life away, not that I knew it at the time. And yes, somebody said to me, but you get a final salary pension. I said, well, hang on a minute. I said, I've worked here for 10 years. I've doubled my salary in that 10 years. It's not enough to live off. So you're telling me basically I can stay here for another 40 hours a week for 40 years of my life to retire on 40, 60. It's what I couldn't afford to live on anyway.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Which is the 40-40-40 rule that they teach you in MLM, now multi-level marketing, network marketing, that sort of thing. But I didn't know that's what I was coming out with at the time. It just seemed absolutely bonkers that I would stay there for another 30 years. And then, like I mentioned before, things started to go. This was the first time this really happened. Managers get annoyed with me and things would happen, just one thing after another, that I eventually said, right, I'm going, I'm off out of here. And began to learn different lessons on different roles that I then took on the next few years. So I studied the estate agent for just under 2 years, and then I went to work for a mortgage company down south, based in London, but I covered the North East. So it meant travelling around quite a lot, which again, that's now kind of prepared me for my earth role overall, if you like. There's part of that I had I not done that job, I would never have gotten out of that comfort zone.
Yeah.
So I began to learn. I was at the coal face when the crash happened. It was 2007. A lot of people say it's 2008, but it took till 2008 to actually roll out. I was feeling it in 2007, where there was just all these mortgage companies saying, we're not lending anymore, and just disappearing. It was absolutely horrendous. To the point then we were made redundant in 2008, so we hung on to our jobs for just under a year, which did quite well considering the circumstances. I then went to work for a debt company.
For a what company? Sorry?
A debt company. So assisting people.
Oh, debt. Yeah. Okay. I heard debt. I was like, what?
That wasn't me. It was a last working for that company. Little did I know it at the time, because that's been something that's been part of an awakening as well. I didn't really understand what was going on when people would kind of get all excited and jump on you, and didn't really know what I'd done to deserve it, which I can kind of see the sexual programming that's absolutely everywhere now. Just going off a little tangent there. So I worked for this debt company, helping people with the debts, basically. And that was quite terrifying. But what I found was my perception of what the world was like became a reality. So the more I saw people in debt, the more I believed there was just debt out there, and ended up with my own about 40, 50 grand's worth at that time.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So you manifested debt for yourself.
Yeah, what's to say? Wait, there's more. So little did I know, I was attracting this chip to myself. Then that job kind of went out the window, but I'd actually been put on a retainer rather than a proper job. So it was edging me towards doing something under self-employment that would never have left the security of a job, without being inched away a bit at a time. So they kind of said then, well, we're not going to continue with the role that you're in, but you can have a franchise if you'd like, because they normally cost $25,000, but we'll give you it for free if you basically can work for it. It's not free because you've got to pay a franchise fee monthly. So I've already been
targets, you have to pay the.
Pardon?
You have to hit your targets if you do the.
No, you have to pay regardless.
Your targets, you have to still make money because you're paying the franchise fee.
Yeah, exactly. But you pay the franchise fee whether you make any money or not.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That could get you in debt. Okay, go on.
Yeah, that didn't help either. So at that point I thought, right, okay, I would set up a business. I've been to see a talk in 2010. So where are we now? About 2000 and... Oh, this will be about 2010 actually. Went to a meeting up in Newcastle, which is about 60 miles north of me. I really didn't want to go, and I'd had somebody living with me that I was kind of sort of just settling for somebody, because that's just what you should do when you reach a certain age, and you kind of should be settled or whatever, and other people are. I wasn't settled in the least. It was pretty awful. I also had other belief sets at that time that you settle down with somebody, you put on weight, you stop smoking, you put on weight. I was drinking 2 litres of tap water a day. I was taking 8 to 10 amounts of aspartame. I was on Slimming World, and no matter what I did, I just got fatter and fatter. So on top of that, obviously I didn't know it was my thinking and consciousness that was part creating that, as well as the toxins I was putting, poisons I was putting into my body. That basically, yeah, I went along to this meeting in 2010, didn't really think much of it. I ran my own meetings here at that time for a networking company, business networking, and knowing how hard it was to get people to come to your meetings, or people would say they'd do things and then just not do them, they just wouldn't turn up, and it drove me mad. Because if I say I'm going to do something, I'll bloody well do it. So knowing that, I thought, well, somebody's invited me. I got up on the morning, and I picked up this learned behaviour as well, which was opening the curtains to see what the weather looked like, to see what mood I was in. Which I'd never been a person that had done that. I'd picked up off this other person, said person that lived with me, who had a really bad wealth mindset, if you like, wanted everything for free, and that began to rub off on me as well, which I didn't know that's what was happening at the time. So there I was, all massive and unhappy and skint. But I went off to this meeting in Newcastle, November 2010, and listened to a guy called Chris Ogle do a talk, just for 10 minutes, about where we were headed to with the future, in terms of technology and what things would look like. And one of those things was the cloud. So the cloud as we know it now, so obviously we're using Google Hangout now. There's things like your Google Drive that you'll put documents in, and obviously you can sign on to them then at any computer. And also that we might log into when we've got a certain pubs, restaurants, coffee shops, the bigger chains, to be fair, to get internet access. And that, yeah, that basically as we go in the future, more and more of us would choose to potentially have 5 to 6 different income streams rather than just a job as things stand at the moment. And now that's becoming a reality too. I kind of see that happening. I don't know, again, if you've got the same, in terms of our government at the moment, they're crippling jobs. Here where I live in Redcar, we're heavily relying on the port, the steelworks, and there's Bolby Potash as well, that literally pretty much a lot of kind of what people rely on for their incomes. So they're now squeezing that and beginning to squeeze benefits as well. You'll have seen that they're trying to say people are fit enough for work and things when they're actually really, really unwell. So you can see where it's kind of go back into. I've seen the notes, get back into the awakening.
Yeah.
So it's come out of the tail. So this person didn't think anything of it. Got back to the whole side of things, that the debt side. Started a separate business. This is part of the awakening because I'm actually explaining what happened to me, how I ended up putting loads of weight on, losing jobs, not having income, and actually having eventually ultimately turn that around. So that I went to started on my own business and attracted more of the same shit, really. A business partner that then I was worrying that they would that I couldn't trust them or they would rip me off and things, which is exactly then what happened. Got to that was 2011. Got basically worse and worse and worse, to the point where it was on New Year's Day 2012. I woke up, went to get out of bed, which is quite prominent the date, and couldn't walk. I basically broken my ankle. So on top of everything else, yeah, it'd gone basically as badly as it could, down to my thinking, consciousness, where I was at. So it was a heck of awakening. You think I was just going to sit in the corner and meditate and suddenly go, oh, this is who I am. It was much, much rougher than that. I basically got to that point, and it was then that I had to really, really take a look at what was going on. It's 6 weeks still, saying, right, what's actually happening here? And starting with all of the tools, which I think most people start with the likes of The Secret, which shares a lot of the story, but not quite everything that we need to do in terms of taking, like I said before, taking massive action.
I agree. It gives only part of the story.
Yeah, absolutely. So I worked and worked on that to the point where basically then got to 2012 and started to change that belief set, started working with a vision board and manifesting things that I did want, focusing on what I did want in life, where I did want my life to go. And it kept getting better, better, better to a degree. So got to 2013, started using personal development program that had been flung at me, basically use this, which again helped change a lot of the mindsets and actually show me how life really works, how the universe really works, to start manifesting things that I wanted in my life. One of the things was a car I got to June 2013, and I just wanted a white one. The universe basically sent me a blue one, and it was only sort of later down the line, Sean, that I get it's Pleiadian blue, that shade.
Cool.
So yeah.
Yeah, can I interrupt you for a minute? When did you first hear about the Pleiadians or think that you were a starseed? Was it after or before this?
After.
Okay.
After, and the colour was only evidenced after as well. Got the blue and I started to remember, I was always obsessed with blue. I was a little girl, absolutely, just everything, can I have blue? And it was actually, I'd done a meeting when I'd become with Link for Growth that I mentioned before, and it was a lady that came along to the meeting that I was at, never met her before, walked in the room, threw our arms around each other, sat chatting and chatting and chatting, and she turns around and calls me an effing spacker, which I call a lot of people as well, because it's, in terms of universal law being spastic, it's just a term of saying you're being a bit daft there. At which point the entire room sort of went quiet and went, oh my God, there's two of them. And it was her that sent me something over in September 2014. I'd never seen her, knew nothing of Pleiades whatsoever, not a thing. And the video that she sent me over, from the milliseconds I put it on, I knew without any shadow of doubt, and everything that I've been learning at that time, everything I then sensed or intuitively knew, downloaded, was then evidenced to me by things that showed up afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's a big thing for a lot of people listening. They want to know how do you know, but like you said, you just knew.
Yeah.
You heard it.
Absolutely, just knew. And then there were certain things that would show up. So everything that I'd sensed myself, certain things that should be a certain way or shouldn't be, I was getting really, really back in tune with my intuition, really, really beginning to understand it, and downloading my own messages, if you like, what to do next, where to go, what I was meant to be doing. So I've probably whizzed forward a little bit too much there, because the comments were saying, hurry up and tell us about your awakening.
That was...
It's about your house and your bills and car and stuff. So it was actually 2013, so I booked a holiday in June. Got my earnings up to kind of where I wanted to be at then. Came back, worked really, really hard again, found the harder I worked, the harder I had to work to keep up that same, and I was paying all these bills and stuff. Remember I said I had all that, the debt levels to beforehand. Managed to pay a lot down, but I was literally working my arse off just to try and keep afloat with with these, well, all the bills being thrown at us. Then began to see what was actually going on with money. Went on holiday, or the whole setup that is money and the way it's created, that's created in our name with our energy, from absolutely nothing. Went on holiday again in October 2013, came back, thought, I've nailed this law of attraction shit, get in. So again, I didn't know the whole Pleiadian thing at that point or any of that. Just thought it was on a journey that I'd managed to turn my life around. And that's when it was all flung at me. Basically said, something mentioned fighting the forces of evil. And what forces of evil? No sooner had it rolled off my tongue, I was blasted. So I said, about 7 of everything. 18 hours a day of just constant what's wrong with the world, from literally you name it, including everything. I was pretty close to having a nervous breakdown. At which point then I'd been watching something that said, everyone comes here with a life purpose. You've got one, you have to demand it like you want to breathe. I actually went out in the yard out the back and I was screaming to the point that one of my friends a couple of streets away heard me, and then posted on Facebook the next day. He was shouting at me. I was like, oh no. But it was because I was absolutely at the end of it. I need to know what I'm here to do, because I can't live like this. I've turned everything round, thought I'd learned everything I needed to in super quick time. Then all of a sudden, it was just this bang, everything that was wrong. And it was then that the person that I met in 2010 posted something on Facebook about GMO foods, just got chatting, and basically, ultimately, that was right, basically got your life purpose and what you're here to do, which most people never ever get to because they get too distracted.
Yeah, there's all the living stuff.
Pardon?
All the living stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
That distracts us.
Complete distraction. Yeah, keeping us on the treadmill.
So what is your life purpose? Can you tell us?
Yeah. You mentioned earlier when I put about Link for Growth on Facebook and posted things about that. I've written blogs about it and done a couple of talks and such like about it, on how we actually change the situation that we've got, which most people are. I mean, that's been in itself quite a tough run for me, because if you think that was at the end of 2013, people are just kind of seeing it now and talking about it, saying, right, we need to be doing something. About a year ago, and that's been hotting up that you've got more and more people that are actually seeing through it now. One of the things that Chris did is use the power of the universe, basically, to get us to where we are. Because as you'll know, at the moment that we can absolutely commit to doing something, the entire universe conspires to assist.
Yeah.
And that's essentially why everybody's sort of showing up now. Not for me to think, oh, please, can everybody do this? It's like, this is how it's been worked, which there was no better way to do it, in fairness. There's no better way than to use the universe than to try and go out and do it on your own as human or anything else.
Do you have like Pleiadian guides that help you, by the way?
Do I have what?
I'm hearing an echo. Sorry, is it echoing?
Yes.
Is it?
She asked if you had Pleiadian guides that you know you're in connection with.
I thought you said that. I wouldn't say as such, no. If no, certain. It's more a see, sense, feel, everything I just literally get. It's more vision and what I need to do. Then I will get spoken instruction, but I couldn't say, oh, it's from a certain being, because I don't know.
Right. So you're guided, you just don't know who's guiding.
That's a bit concerning.
Hopefully it's someone good. So do you you were really excited to come on and speak and share. Is there anything in particular you want to speak about or put out there for everybody?
I think only it was only a few weeks ago, a couple of months ago. I didn't know Pleiadian was the thing. I was speaking to somebody on Facebook, and she said, "Oh, she asked me where I was from, what I was from last year." She said, and I didn't tell you, but she said, "It's time to tell you now." She said, "I'm Blue Ray Gerri." I said, "All right." She said, "So are you?" I said, "No, not." Oh. Then remembered the fascination with blue and thought maybe she's got a point.
Yeah.
Then looked it up, found you guys and other things as well that absolutely confirmed it 1,000,000%, for everything that, not that I'd learned, but they've been through, experienced, things that I sense and would deem rightly or wrongly. What is in terms of what I'm comfortable with, because obviously there's no actual right, wrong, good or bad in terms of what happens to us. It just is, and it's down to our interpretation of it, isn't it?
Right.
So you just recently found out you're a Blue Ray.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Welcome, Blue Ray newbie.
She's a newbie.
Yeah, hadn't really. It's not something that, obviously I'd heard of like indigo and crystal and things like that. But no, Blue Ray was a complete new one on me. But it actually added to everything that I'd learned about Pleiadian, and who, what we are and where from and what have you. And it's still a journey. I'll never ever profess to sort of say I know everything, because I don't. And I'll quite openly say if I don't know something, I don't know, I haven't been shown yet. It's maybe, you know, not cropped up yet, or it's not.
Do you have any memories from, let's say, a lifetime in Pleiades?
I have.
Because your vision, you say you're kind of, you get visions.
I have from before here. Little in terms of life before here, but in terms of, I'll be sat around people. They'll suddenly get this. It's like an energy sort of swooshing, and you suddenly get, it's like something, mist sort of descends and then lifts back up. And I see them as Avatar from before here. I don't know if you guys experienced that.
Like the movie?
It is a bit like you stepped into the cartoon.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had one memory where I was like blue, and I was a light body, and it did seem like that movie, like more. It was like a more surreal feeling than anything.
Right.
It's not 3D. It's hard to put into 3D terms. It's not like anything we've seen or felt here.
Yeah.
But you're saying that you feel the energy go down and the energy go up. I've had that before, and you feel like going in and out of like another dimension almost, like in.
It's like having watched something on the TV. It's a cartoon, but all of a sudden you're in it, and it's really, it's brilliant. But at the same time, it kind of, and obviously nobody else can. Well, one of my friends, Luna, who's actually, we were in. Of Bradford Way last July, and it happened then. We were sat at somebody's farm, and there was a group of us all sat round, and you could just feel this energy shift. And I turned around to look at her, and I didn't even say it. I just said, "Did you feel that?" But telepathically, and she just went, "Mm-hmm." What exactly saying? Is this for real?
And do you feel like, are you connecting with other Blue Rays? You're where are you in England? You say you're kind of in the north?
Yes, north. Yeah, north, in between Newcastle and Leeds, thereabout, but on the coast.
Do you find that more people are opening up about being a starseed and you're connecting with them, or is it still kind of hush hush?
No, yes, they have, but that's partly been on the back of, from 2014, I had to get past my own fear, and so I was saying openly on Facebook, and I wrote blogs about this is who I am. Obviously, this before the Blue Ray side came up, just the Pleiadian side, and it encouraged a lot of other people then that have actually come to me afterwards and said thank you, because you gave me the courage to speak up and say who I, or even just to accept who I am, rather than kind of trying to hide from it, trying to run from it, because most do. I don't know if you found that. I've seen, even now, I'm seeing people that say to me, yeah, that's who I am. and then they try to go back to being completely as indoctrinated as a human. You can't do it.
No, I went back. I think it depends on who you're around and stuff like that. And I think at one point we all get to a point in our journey where we're like, we can't deny it anymore. But it is hard for people to come out and openly admit to it.
Yeah.
And say, yes, I'm a starseed. Like, people are like, what the hell are you talking about? A lot of people don't get it.
It was non-negotiable, and I did have some people really pick fights with me.
Yeah.
I absolutely would not back down, and that proved to more and more people that I was who I stood up, because I was absolutely, you're not going to beat me on this. No matter what you're going to do, you can call me whatever name you want, but it ain't going to happen. And I can actually share with you more information about the universe and how things really work. I'll just make you look silly. So what are you trying to call me out for, kind of thing? Don't do it. Oh. So it did encourage other people, which is good. I'm not completely past the fear of it, not by any stretch, but I've got to get past it, because I know where I am, I know what I need to do, and I know kind of where it's going. So I could try and sit back and be a bit of a wallflower, but it won't. I'm not here to do that, so it won't help me in any way.
Right. I don't think we're capable of blending in anymore. We kind of stand out. So where do you see yourself going in this journey?
With mostly be mostly, for the most part, with Link for Growth, there's the vision of 8 million in the UK by 2018. Basically can make a lot of the changes that are necessary, that you can't. This is one of the things that a lot of people don't understand. In fact, it's a lot of the stuff that I haven't shared with you. The part between 2012 to 13 and the learning that I did was literally everything that I needed for this role, including things like, if we set about doing protest marches and stuff like that, that doesn't work, because what we resist persists.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on expands, what we invite, which is why they set us up that way. Even in things that people are sharing at the moment about, like, them bombing Syria and things like that, saying don't bomb Syria, the universe doesn't hear don't. And so the use of harvesting our energy again, I isn't necessarily knowing that, to get us sharing. Yeah.
Those reptilian fuckers or the cabal. I do agree with you.
Oh my God.
Okay. A new standard, hasn't it? We try to be all PC. Yes.
So I get what you're saying, though. With it is true. We need to just, like, reprogram people's minds so that it would be so much easier than, like, all this action that people take. It's like, you don't have to do anything. Just stop thinking your stupid thoughts.
Yeah, and if you get together and do things like I said in person, that then you enjoy invoking more law of attraction, another good universal law, to bring in more of the good stuff to us that we do want. Changing our lives that way. As I said, we'll come away from the normal job, because they're being left, right, and centre. Benefits are being cut, and that's being done deliberately as well. Those in power, or current power, powers that be, or fuckers.
Fuckers.
They're doing it deliberately because it crushes that mindset, which is exactly where I was 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago.
So your link, I'm sorry, I just wanted to clarify, your link for growth is about creating a community and a place for people to come together and link up and talk about things they want to do.
Yeah.
And want to grow, link for growth.
Yeah.
Rather than, let's say, like you were saying, like going and protesting and going and doing that, which is something like I understand. I'd be a protester, but I know it doesn't work, because it's leading more.
Exactly. I'd rather put my energy into being at events and out with people across the country, and helping them work on exactly what I've worked on and still working on, because we're always a work in progress. So it's, yeah, focusing what we do. I was thinking about it earlier, actually. I don't know if you've seen the movie years ago with Richard E. Grant, How to Get Ahead in Marketing.
Yes.
And he gets this little boil and it gets bigger and bigger, a bit like that, but in a good way. That if you keep focusing on the good thing and that gets bigger and bigger and bigger, ultimately what we've got that's big at the moment will become very, very small because we won't need it anymore. You've then got people stepping up as the leaders of tomorrow, if you like, that'll be again community based. We've got structure but no hierarchy in there. Focusing on what we do want, rebuilding communities, so telling people about what's going on locally, supporting local businesses, buying foods locally and sourcing local suppliers. By doing that, I don't know if you might not know this, but when we spend money in a retail chain, for every £1 that we spend, only 10 pence of that stays in the local economy. When we shop in a local store, 50 pence of that stays in the local economy, which means we can create more and more jobs. So you can then even look at things like, for the likes of school leavers to come out of school and straight into something, even if it's working a couple of days in a shop, it gives them something that, I don't know about you, when I first left school, I went to work for, I worked for PricewaterhouseCoopers first, I was on £27 a week on the youth training scheme, but it gave me a bit of an identity, something to be proud of and something to get stuck into, where there's not necessarily those sort of opportunities about the moment, and they need recreating. Maybe not for £27.50. proper. But what that also means is, for those that see what they plan on doing in terms of the chip and things like that, once we've got these communities established and a network right across the country and potentially in other countries as well, we've got those economies locally thriving. If they then come with the chip to say, this is what we're going to give you, there's no need for us to take it because we're self-sufficient. So that to me is like,
that's amazing.
A real biggie. So everywhere you look, there's different reasons for it being built that way. Lots and lots more to it. So there's a voluntary subscription of £3 a month. I said when I did mine 2 years ago, that was what I was saying. We've changed. I missed bits out of that too. I was bumping on too much about financial services. That I basically, when I found out that Giving Sparks receiving this, she gone.
Oh, Natalie?
No, I'm here. Sorry, no, that was Sif. That was someone else. There's two of us on Pleiadian Express.
I'm like, I don't know. Is she gone?
Yes, Sif doesn't have a good connection, so she had to go.
All right. So one of the things I'd learned was Giving Sparks receiving. So that's purely what it's there for, that by giving that, money can go back out into the local community. When I found that out, it was, like I said earlier, £36 for 13 months. Paid them 36, didn't think anything of it. 2 years later, I'm talking to my friend, Arturian, who just kept shouting number 36. I was like, what are you on about? What? And I'm saying I haven't got the power to manifest it because my life's all mapped out and stuff. It's just bullshit and bollocks, absolute rubbish. Backward. I did. And that's the found that I'd already taken a massive action. I'd worked on my mindset that £36 returned as 36,000 within 6 months' time. At which point I leapt and said, right, I'm going for life purpose. And I haven't lived on anywhere near as much money ever since. But we work with what we've got to get to where we want to be. So
yeah, absolutely. Do you know, you I think this is great what you're doing, because Starseeds in general, and I don't know if it's just Pleiadian or all of them, we seem to congregate online and not really get involved in our community.
Yeah.
I'm involved in my community.
You are. You are. I can't say the same for myself. I don't really go out and do stuff here in the community. But I do live out in the countryside too. So
there is no community.
It's very loose, very far away community. But I do think we need to encourage starseeds to connect.
Find others.
Yeah.
That's when, for me, my life, changed so much by going out and meeting other people in the community. And, that's what I do now, basically, is I promote everyone around me, all of the people who are either healers or they do readings or they have shops. I travel, a few hours around my local home, and I totally agree with what you're saying. We need to support each other and not support the big, huge, not that we're not supporting them, but we just need to focus on each other and helping each other.
Yeah, it's not about boycotting anybody because people we know work there. So if we just all did a bit of an 80-20 shift, it's enough to change us in the direction that as the bigger chains then need to lose jobs because they're losing that business, we're also gaining it elsewhere. And those
right.
Be recreated. Because otherwise, if we have one day of strike action that people are saying about, well, one day, all they're going to do then is they're going to say, well, they're not using their power as they could do, as in all of us, and they just start laying people off.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm just turning you up, Gerri. Sorry if you saw that because someone said trouble hearing you. So.
All right.
Oh. Hello.
Before she got off, yeah, she said she had trouble hearing us. So.
All right.
Just all of us or her?
She was saying she had trouble hearing Gerri, so I just turned her sound up just to make sure.
So quiet. Oh. No, not really. With strike action, that's basically how they would fight back. Is just basically starting laying people off, and that's not what we want to do. Bit scaremongering, if you like. But I think also with a lot of starseeds, I think we can get that wrapped up in confusion of who and what we are, or go off track, or even off blueprint to a degree. And I'm really surprised. I'm not surprised, but I'm surprised in a way looking back. I've never strayed from that blueprint, even the really, really shit stuff. It's like everything. I'm pretty sure I was about 6 months ahead of where I was expected to be in terms of kind of getting to where I was when I actually did it. So I'm really I'm proud of that because I think it's quite an achievement. Like I say, most people get distracted and don't even know they're here to do anything.
Yeah, I have we do the Monarchy. I don't know if you've heard of the Monarchy, but we've talked a lot about it. It's kind of initiations, native Peruvian kind of shamanic initiations, and we've talked about this before. I received an initiation in 2009, which is called the Soul Star Chakra.
Yeah.
And it connects you to your soul purpose and helps you to manifest it.
Right.
And we've just had great, it's been spreading. We give it. I know quite a few people here in Ireland have gotten it. Bridget's working with it. I've passed it on, and other people. You pass it on, basically. But I do agree with you. I think, this is, to know what our soul purpose is can be quite a journey.
Mm-hmm.
And anything that can help us to connect with our soul purpose and bring that forward and really manifest it is really important.
Yeah, I agree. I used Opalite to really reconnect with higher self. That was something that was really... So I remember looking at it and just thinking, no way, it's a crystal. You know what I mean? Just, it can't possibly... And it did.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I love working with crystals.
Mm.
Definitely. They can really, really help you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Do you feel
I'm addicted.
Crystal addiction.
I can't help it. They are good though, and my friend does a connecting with crystals workshop where she teaches us how to talk to them and get messages from them. So since doing that workshop, I even have more of a connection with them, and I have a new one that I'm trying to find out his name. He won't tell me his name. He starts with an A. But that's it. I don't know the name. I probably sound like a weirdo. You're like, okay.
I ordered some labradorite tonight, so.
Labradorite.
Yeah, I think I'm saying it right. Labradorite or
Labradorite.
It's kind of that shiny blue, you know?
Yeah. Aurican psychic protection, isn't it? Labradorite.
Is it? I don't know. I have my crystal book. I don't know why. I just thought it was pretty. It was like, I like that.
I think it would connect with. I think it helps you with connecting.
Yeah.
And blue is always connected with the Archangel Michael. It depends on who you ask. They all hold their own vibration. What's that? Oh, Chalcedony.
Yeah. Confidence and clarity.
Mm-hmm.
No, you were very clear actually today, and so this whole thing then. So your sole purpose, it sounds like, is helping to create a connected community.
Yeah, and it's also to move into a new dimension, if you like. When I've mentioned about jobs, a lot of people will choose to do what they love, and so as more and more of us do that, and we work on our mindsets and we can manifest more of that which we do want, it means that we can all, people can be better rewarded for the things that they do. So say we might go and see somebody who loves to perform, loves to play music, might arrange something, I don't know, by a campfire or at a local community hall, but where we would have wanted to pay not very much to see that person maybe doing something because it's not somebody famous or a charity do or whatever, that would be able to do that a bit more so, and perhaps all bring food and bits and pieces to share. Again, giving is, you know, it's about us receiving and such like. But then that person can be doing better by doing something that they love as well. And a lot of people will go into different things too, in such as like the network marketing, that people will do. If you've then got people selling products that are good for us, be it from nutrition to healthcare products and things that haven't got all the toxins and nasties in them, and we're all buying things from one another, that then keeps money in flow, and it keeps things on a much more equal keel than we're currently all going to Boots or to Savers or whatever, because we're getting loyalty points and that sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, totally. And that is part of the law of attraction too, is to keep the money flowing.
Absolutely.
You know, you have to spend money. Sorry?
Most people really don't know that.
Yeah, I think they lost that part of it. They think like, no, I got to save, or, you know, yeah, part of it is saving, but a lot of it too is if you don't spend, you're not going to receive back.
Absolutely, but part of that saving, really, instead of saving because saving's holding on, it should be tithing. So we're reinvesting into ourselves, so putting yes to one side of a savings account, or putting 10% back into a business that we really want to thrive, or when we get some money in, putting that 10% into another fund that says I'm important, and doing something for us before we necessarily pay bills. It goes for time tithing as well, though.
I saw a post that you had about time tithing. Explain that. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah. Well, we work on average 40 hours a week currently. If we all just gave 10% of that time, it's 4 hours a week, to helping the community, helping one another out. I can't remember the figure. I've got it written down somewhere. But it's literally billions of hours between us, and that's only 10% of the population we're talking about there, that we can be putting into good use. And again, what we put out, it's always returned sort of tenfold. Not if we do it with the intention of only getting it back. That's not the idea. It doesn't work like that. You have to do it because you want to.
Right.
But tithing is the same. So the tithing was the same as when I did the £36, or you do a £3 a month. It's not saying I want to give you this. It's like, it's the opposite to when they, they put up these posters in tube stations and bus stations that, this £3 donation could help a starving child, or a child that's just been bombed in the country. Well, hang on a minute, you've just used my taxes that effectively you've bullied me into tithing that money into putting into something that you put into really, really bad energy. You then want me to send money across that's in sadness or remorse or upset. That's the lower vibrations, if you like, and invest in that energy. Instead, if we put that energy into something that's, yeah, I do believe in this, and I do believe this is good, and I do want it to go somewhere, that is massive. It's absolutely massive for both for where it's going, but also into us as individuals, that we're saying, I am important and I am putting stuff into myself, but I'm also saying this is something that I believe in and I want to bring change to it.
I think that's great, and you make a great point, because I think the whole charity thing is a whole scam too. I used to actually give quite a bit to charity, and over the years my eyes have been opened with the salaries that they make, how little of the money that they get actually goes to help anybody.
About 7%, isn't it?
Yeah, it's something ridiculous, and I just gave up on it, and I actually don't give to charities now because I think it's all a scam.
Well, what I did, I cancelled my TV licence in 2014. I emailed them and just said, basically, I withdraw your rights, your implied rights of access. You can't come out. They emailed me back within 2 days and said, fine, okay, thanks for letting us know. I was like, what? Didn't expect that.
Oh my gosh, really? I need to do that. I need to, because my TV license is coming up, and I don't watch TV.
I don't, switched off in 2013, guided to. I wrote a blog about what I did and how I did it. It's quite simple. It's just a video that somebody put up, and I wrote down what I actually typed into the email. And they've never bothered me since, which is like brilliant. A lot of other people have bothered me, because obviously I've racked the 55 grand up to 70 by the time I finally said I'm not paying it back. It's bothering mortgage.
Yeah, Bridget, I don't know if you know, but in England and Ireland, we have to pay a TV, to have a TV, we have to pay a tax.
What?
They call it a TV license, because they don't have it in the US, Jerry.
No,
Right.
I was like, what the hell are they talking about?
Yeah, exactly, the TV license. And they even have commercials here, like where if you don't have it, oh, you'll be charged £2,000 or
What?
2,000 euro. Yes.
They use it so much here to like manipulate everybody, so they're like, oh, just give it to them for free.
Yes, I've written a blog about that. What I did with that £12.12 is I started giving it to a local charity for somebody that I knew was poorly, and I do intend on sending it to somebody else. She's actually fighting her own cancer at the moment with nutrition, cannabis oils, juicing. Really, really inspirational woman. So that's my intention to put it there. And when I looked at what that £12.12, just households in this town alone, where there's about 40,000 people, I can't remember how many here, 67,000 households overall in the whole of the borough. Well, I think I just said if 25% of us did that, it was an astronomical amount of money. It was £9.7 million a year, something like that, that could literally go into local charity and actually helping people than funding God knows what BBC. One of the other things I looked at was the average spend apparently is £500 a week per family on food shopping and going out and that sort of thing, which sounds astronomical to start with. So I took it as 200. I thought, well, okay, we're in the northeast, are we? It's maybe don't spend much per year, and took it at 25% of the household, and it was just short of £700 million a year. That basically could be good. How many jobs is that?
I know. It's crazy, and if it was put, like you said, into the local community, what a difference. It would make. So yeah, it really sounds like this is kind of the new wave, or the new, as we're going into this new dimension. I think local, community-based is the way it's going to go.
Yeah, absolutely. But it also will connect as a nation, but also internationally as well. So there's other countries. This is launching in Hungary. There's talk of it being into the US. Needed to take off kind of fully here, which is where we're just about on the cusp of now with the numbers, and then ultimately we can literally connect internationally, and begin to get into the world that we're meant to experience, that we're meant to be going out for long walks like you've done today, or laying on a beach and sunning ourselves and you know, actually having abundance attracted to us in whatever way, shape or form that is, and having the life that we desire. So we could be off travelling, or you know, we can be helping each other. And what happens then is we actually move into a world where we give. There's no money was created, yes, to enslave us. I know I've talked a bit about money because to me it's just energy. That's it. It's neither good nor bad. And with it we can help each other. If it was set up to enslave us, and so we had to, you have to give me your hours, or you have to do something for me in order for you to get money to be able to survive. The other side of it is, it also meant that we're putting a value on every single thing that we do. So we're saying, well, I'd really like that, whatever it is. So I deem that's worth £10 or £5 worth. So you're saying, well, you give me this and I'll give you that, which prevents us giving first. We're haggling and bartering each time. It was that everything comes at a price, everything comes with a condition. It's not meant to. It's meant to come from a place of unconditionally, you know, I love you and I want you to have this. And that's how we move into a new future, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's really
I like that vision.
We've got it. We can't go from where we are to say it's all bad and it's terrible. Leave it in the hands of the bad guys. Take it away. I don't want it. Can't do anything because that's all they've got. That's the power they've got. We've got to take it away. That to me, it's as simple as, you know, the nose on my face kind of thing.
Yeah, we're taking our power back. Yeah. Hallelujah.
Yeah. And there are people that say to me, no, it's bad, and no, you can't. I can't help that. I'm not here to say it's good or bad. I'm saying, personally, the way I see it is we all, and it's not even just an opinion, that it's what I've been taught over the last 4 years. This is the problem. This is what you do to change it, change your own life around. This is why we do it this way. So it's not. I do get a bit miffed when people think I'm just coming up with opinions on things, because I don't. Because I can't be asked. I can't be asked to just fling energy around with opinions on things unless I absolutely know something or I've got a real good inkling. Then I don't tend to say anything. Although I don't tend to shut up much either. But I don't just.
What advice would you give, like an awakening starseed right now? What would be the best thing you would say to someone who's just awakening?
Ask your questions. That's it. Basically, ask whatever it is you need to say or need to be shown. There's only you can ask it, and it will be shown to you, provided that you really want it. One of the things I didn't say, there's things literally I said before. I had personal development things thrown in my path. I've had other things literally almost trip me up or knock me out. Aside from a broken leg last year that I didn't mention, which was sit down and stood up again after the broken ankle in 2012. Calm down and stop efforting so much. It was about May 2014, something like that. I went to, I've been to a Link for Growth meeting, a breakfast that we did. Went home to get changed. So I said, oh, do you want to go for a coffee in town? I said, yeah, right then, okay. Let's get something out. And a book flew off the shelf, just marginally missing my head. And I brought them through to show you, actually. But I thought I'll probably remember to say this. And the first one was Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway.
I love that book.
Which is quite prominent itself. I'd had it for about 15 years before opening it. And the other one was a book that I'd bought at the meeting I'd gone to in 2010, which was written by Chris Ogle, who also founded Link for Growth, which was Into the Clouds. And that was the other one that basically flew off the shelf. I was like, what? Marginally nearly knocking me out. So in terms of awakening, I know some people might think I've just talked about, well, then that happened, and it was, but it is, that's the story, and that's what it hinges around. But there's been a hell of a lot of things as well that have been kind of thrown at me to say, wake up. Do this.
I like your saying ask questions, because I think it's very important for us to ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And you will get
people
the answer.
don't. Yeah, also look externally rather than internally. So what do I need to see? If you trust that the right things and the right people will be shown to you, that's what will happen. The best way to find out if you can trust people, or also the process, is to trust it. I learned that the hard way as well.
I think we all have.
Yeah, don't doubt that.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. But
So,
it's not necessarily a bad way. It's a hard way at the time, but it's actually a good story to tell back later.
right?
Yeah.
I always say I'm thankful for the people who show me who I don't want to be.
Okay,
Right.
so shall we wrap this up?
Yeah, fine.
Okay. Natalie, do you want to let everybody know where they can find you?
Yep, you can find me on www.alayahealingservices.com. I'm Starseed Shaman on Facebook, WordPress. I just started a new blog, and YouTube, Google Plus, Twitter at Alaya Healing. And yeah, you can contact me for healing, monarchy, readings, astrology. I have all that stuff down. So, yep.
Okay.
That's me.
And Gerri, do you want to let anybody know where they can find you?
Yeah, I'm similar to Vince. All of the above in terms of Gerri Riddiough on Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, YouTube, and I have a website that's it's still early days, and it's what I host my blogs from. But there's also the link for Growth Audio on there, which is it's only 4 minutes long, which is my website gerririddiough.co.uk.
Okay, we'll
Okay.
put links to Gerri on the YouTube thing so people can find your website.
Okay.
Okay. And my name is Bridget. You can find me on Facebook, Pleiadian Express Productions, BeCreativelyYou.com, Divine Essentials, New Paradigm Healing, Moon Key Writes with Bridget, and that's about it. And thank you so much for coming on and talking with us today and sharing your story. It was really nice to see you and talk to you.
You too.
Yeah, and I really wish you the best, Gerri. I think it's awesome what you're doing. Absolutely brilliant.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye.